June 14th, there's 116 Seneca. It used to be Minnie Oliver's old house. It's between the Sam Insurance and the house on the corner of Armory and Seneca. That house will be coming down. That's you know, for those, and I think this is important that people ought to, that's one of those zombie properties you hear a lot about, that the bank washed their hand off, the old owner walked away from. Who gets stuck taking care of it? The taxpayers of the city of Hornell. And that'll be coming down on June 14th because it's a friggin' eyesore. But you know, there'll be others, and you know, people wonder, what's going on with these zombie properties. Now, the Assembly passed, the Attorney General requested a zombie property law, which is a pretty even-keeled law, because what it does is it shortens the foreclosure period. That helps banks. Right now, if a bank or someone else wants to foreclose on a property, it takes 1,000 days, estimated in New York State. So you talk about that, that's a 3-year process. So that's been shortened in this legislation. But what it does, it makes the banks who have mortgages on these property, there are programs out there that exist, and they're just are going to have to help, people to recast their mortgages or whatever and things like that. So what happens is when people get a foreclosure notice, they'll leave the house immediately and leave the utilities on. They'll just leave because they feel there's no hope or whatever. This legislation would allow them to stay and not force them out until they investigate the eligibility for these programs and stuff like that. But it then would, if they don't, then the banks would be responsible for the maintenance of those properties.